get too close to the flame. Wild, open space. Talk like an open book.
Fantasies is the idea that we're trying to dream up a new world to live in. The one we're living in has issues, and
we have issues with it.
Yeah, we have issues with it, and we're trying to dream up a new world. You know, it's we got Barack. Like, let's face it.
Things are looking up.
We're on the way to a world that was only a dream mere months ago. So.
And we're so glad that we made a record that is in keeping with that spirit, instead of, you know, like Live It Out was, I feel as though, right for the times, because we were deep into the dark ages of, we don't need to even say any names, but we all know what we're talking about.
We don't need to name any names.
We don't need to name any names, but just administrations of the past, and the sense that we're all, you know, it doesn't matter what we think, it doesn't matter what we feel, there's nothing we can do, and justice will never come. And then, you know, I think there's no way to underestimate the power of, like, having the opposite be revealed, that the person you want can win, and it isn't totally corrupt, and it isn't rigged, you know? People vote for somebody, they can actually win, and then they can follow through on the things they said they were going to do. So part of what Fantasies was us trying to switch our approach from, like you were saying, focusing, because that was all it seemed like there was not too long ago, focusing on the things that are wrong in the past. This one is us looking ahead. It's just more imaginative than feeling like I did, that a certain obligation to actually make our music be about what was happening in the world, because I couldn't, everywhere I looked, it was just completely overpowering every other experience. So it's just more like the first album we've been able to make where we haven't been under a certain administration in my entire life. We've had 4 years of a party president, and that's the only moment we had outside of that family. So it's exciting. To something better left unknown.
It's a good question. In the late 90s, music was just in like the worst spot. Like there was
Craig David. 2 words. Craig David.
There was nothing happening in the world, and like everything was just pop, and everything was manufactured, and the labels were just like completely in control of everything. And thanks to the Strokes, they kind of like broke that whole mold, and all of a sudden it was like okay to be in a band and have your band sound exactly like you wanted it to sound, and it was okay to be referential, and it was okay to like kind of sound like the Velvet Underground, and it was okay to do whatever you wanted to do, and
it was okay to not be in the Backstreet Boys.
Yeah, exactly. And that sort of like opened everything up. Like since the Strokes, there's been like so many other bands. Like the fact is, you know, in the last couple of years, it's what, like the Shins, TV on the radio, Kings of Leon, the Strokes, Interpol. These people are on the Billboard charts. Like that's amazing. So
yeah, compared to what was happening in the 90s, which was just like the blanding of reality.
Totally. So it seems like there's an influx of like music into music these days, which is awesome.
I'd say another major change that we've seen is the difference in the attitude toward Canadian musicians. When we moved to New York around 10 years ago, it was like, you really are not going to say that you're from Canada, like ever. Because somebody will to your face be like, they'll mock you. Which they probably wouldn't do to anyone from another country, because it would actually be, you know, construed as prejudice, which it was. But then, you know, it was just the only thing people associated with Canada was like igloos and Bryan Adams, you know? And then, since all these...
Do you guys celebrate Christmas in Canada?
Oh my God. So remember someone saying, do you have the same president as us? It's like, do you have the same money? Like, well, no, because although we have the money, we have the Queen of England on our money. It's a valid question.
We love the Queen.
I know, we love the Queen. We're loyalists. Anyway, I have noticed, as a result of all these independent labels springing up in Canada, like Last Gang Records and Arts and Crafts and Paper Bag and all these other groups that to get, you know, independent music out there, it's now actually cool to be a Canadian musician. That's a major change from 10 years ago. So actually, people can possibly follow me. I can feel it in my bones. Well, in particular, the one of the things we're doing on this record, which we're doing many unconventional things at the moment, but one is that we just decided to, instead of feeling like we tried to fit our vision into the existing retail world and what records are supposed to be and how you're supposed to lay everything out, we don't really do things according to that model. And so we really wanted to put together something really amazing for our fans for this record, like separate vinyl artwork and like a hardcover CD that has its own artwork, and I found this graffiti collective in Argentina. I want to get that stuff out to people. And so we created this whole package that people can get and made it available on our website and made our website this kind of headquarters for us to just directly make stuff available to our fans that they want. So that probably got mentioned on Twitter of just like, come and check it out. And we sold out of those really fast. But that's kind of, to me, the function of it is to let people know what's up with the band. So long, babe. When I'm down, I can't tell. And goodbye is too good word, yeah. So I'll just say farewell. I ain't saying you treated me unkind. You could've done better, but I don't mind. You just kinda wasted my precious time. Don't think twice, it's alright. Don't think twice, it's alright.
It wasn't sort of like pre-done acoustically, we just sort of kept it in check by playing it acoustically at every step.
It's the campfire test.
We made sure that the song the songs were stood up by themselves as opposed to needing big rock production and lots of instruments and a big sound and multiple vocals and blah blah blah, just to make sure that the song worked. If you can play it like this, then the song works, and then whatever you do with it is going to be a lot easier, I think. No, never. I don't play acoustic guitar.
Jimmy Shaw never has and never will play acoustic guitar.
Don't even own one. I can't say that out loud. You can get arrested.
It's funny because to me the word fantasies has a totally positive connotation, which is the way that you're using it. But I also feel like there's sort of a negative side to it, which is of course the part that I'm interested in. So it's like the sense that you can live in what you think is reality, but it's in fact a fantasy, and how many things that we base our life on are actually, they're not real, they don't exist. Whether it's like, rooms full of shallow people that are your friends, or things that we pursue. It's like fame or well, I guess wealth is concrete, but things like fame or popularity or love, it's like these magical fantasy things that we want, but what are they in real terms, So I'm just basically not answering your question, but trying to distract you with another point. Well, yeah, and I don't enjoy that anymore.
Yeah,
you live in multiple.
The goal is to try and live in one
nice, friendly world. Friends, family, acoustic guitar. I'm a hippie.
Jesus, get the hummus out of here.
This interview's over. Too much black? No, there's the color.
They look good. Yeah. And I just broke the last G string when we were coming downstairs, so I'm not tuning down and back up again. So pretty much it's looking like a Dylan cover.
Yeah, MMI, and then some friend piped in. You mean Me, Myself, and I? Is your record label? We're like, yeah, that sounds great. Here comes the sun.